Hey everybody, it's me, Gregory. This is Dragon King 72 Media LLC. That's Dragon King 72 Media LLC. Welcome to the Den. You know what I'm saying? It's the Den, but it's my media company is Dragon King 72 Media LLC. And I'm very proud of that. And I'm there. So that was a journey in itself, but I'll tell you more about that and the things that are happening very, very soon. We're going to get into, and by the way, don't forget to check out my book, Thicker Than Water by Gregory Lamont Hemphill. That's me. Go check it out at any online retail place where you get your online reading material. And yeah. Tell me about it, buy the book, leave a review on Amazon or anywhere you get your reading material, and I'll reply. You know, let me know how you feel. But the Chrisleys, as the tag says, the title of the video, what the hell is going on with Donald Trump pardoning all these people? It's become a situation where he is just pardoning people who can afford to be pardoned, who's going to contribute to his campaign. And if you know anything about the Chrisleys, they are a white family. I believe it's the father, the mother. There used to be two other kids. They are on a different journey, I guess. They don't really mess with the two older kids, the two younger ones, and the biracial daughter that he has with his older son. And there's a black male friend of the younger boys who has been on the show. The show was called Chrisley's Knows Best. And I think they were on TLC at one time. So if you know anything about them, you know that they were convicted on a $30 million fraud scheme, banks and all the other things that they had. Todd Chrisley was known for his satire. He was known for all of his antics. His whole family was. That's what a lot of people liked about him. They were known for all the antics. However, these people were really kind of, you know, they were rich, they were flamboyant. There was rumors around Todd allegedly being a homosexual. Now, if there's anything wrong with that, because I'm gay, if you didn't know. And I think that, you know, that only added to the infamous family and their energy, right? And so I just felt like these people, you know, they made us think that they were funny, they were this, and they had all this money, and they went to jail. I think they got a total of 19 years. I think, I'm not sure, not allegedly, they went to jail, but I'm not sure that they probably were not convicted on all the crimes that they were charged with. They probably did a plea deal. I'm quite sure that Todd Chrisley was obviously going to do more than his wife, whatever her name is. But I want to get into something more sinister, the whole buying the pardon that I believe took place. Savannah clearly didn't go to jail, neither did her younger brother. So, but she saw an opportunity to, you know, I'm not going to say that they were never supportive of Trump, because we never saw that. They never had to profess that they were in support of Trump, because they were kind of like that family from what they showed us, that they were the type of people that loved everybody. I wouldn't say they were liberal, but they were probably liberal with how they lived their life, but conservative with how they voted and things of that nature. However, hold on one second, please. I'm back. So they were conservative with probably how they voted, which is probably Republican. You know, they might say they voted for Obama, and I doubt it. That wasn't the energy that I was giving. that they were giving and I was getting from them. However, so they were pretty fun to watch. I'm not gonna lie, they were pretty fun to watch. They didn't have cable, but you catch the little episodes on YouTube. They were really fun to watch, and until they went to jail for fraud, because people had been hearing rumors and things like that. So Savannah Chrisley, all of a sudden Donald Trump wins, and now she is publicly professing her joy for Trump and what he can do for America. Meanwhile, the ulterior motive, and she wanted to get her parents out of jail. Now, is that something that somebody else would have tried to do? I'm going to say, yeah, because you don't want your parents in jail. You know what I'm saying? Especially they're older. You don't want them in jail. That's not an excuse for what they did, but it's just simply saying that this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You would do anything to protect your parents. So you're going to do as they would. If you had a children, you would protect your child as they would if they were protecting Savannah. However, the hypocrisy is some people can do fraud in this country and some people cannot. Some people are going to go to jail. Some people are going to do half a sentence. Some people are going to get pardoned, a full pardon, such as Todd and the lady, his wife, whose first name escapes me right now because she was never the I guess the energy getter. You know what I'm saying? As far as people's attention, it was Todd, it was Savannah and their son, right? So my thing is, what is it going to take for innocent people, particularly minorities, who, hold on one second. So, like, what is it going to take for you, a minority out of jail? Like, who is going to have to drop $5 million to get out? Will Puffy be next? And we know about Puffy. He is on trial, and I don't know if this is day 12, day 15. I don't know what day it is in this trial. I really wasn't paying attention to it because it's just there's so much more going on. But if I'm going to have this communications media company, and I do, I'm going to have to go there more as well. But, I wouldn't say I don't keep track. I don't have a constant yearning to be on the couch or wherever I'm at every 5 seconds. You know what I'm saying? But again, if I got a communications and media company, I'm going to have to, but it's other things, I'm going to just have to really kind of just stay ahead of that, but whatever. But yeah, and you see Savannah, you see Todd, he's in shorts and stuff like that. He's happy to be out. I get it. He's happy to be out. And what kills me about the whole situation is they're going to have a Lifetime special documentary series on the whole situation. The whole situation. Now, I don't approve of what has happened with the Chrisleys because they committed fraud and they were able to get out on jail. But I will say that when it comes to creating the energy around who they are, even in a situation like this, they haven't missed a beat. They have not missed a beat. Todd was probably talking about telling the agent, hey, my daughter's working on getting the pardon. So, chances are I have a really good chance of we're going to get out of here. And so, of course, the agent is like, ding, 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 ching, ching, ching. So they're going to give them everything, just working all out the details. So, I don't blame them. I mean, they are really on top of what they need to do with their life. You can call it survival, you can call it whatever you want, but I will give them that. They haven't missed a beat in terms of making sure that the audience will continue to see them. The son, I forgot his name, was recently on Entertainment Tonight, and he was basically saying how they've changed. Now, I didn't see all the clip, but he was saying they've changed. They've looked at things differently. All the usual suspect type of shit. But I don't think they've changed at all. I think they're going to get worse because under this Trump era, people like him, Skiing and otherwise, Bunny and otherwise, they're going to be able to do whatever they want unless, unless you're a person of color or society has deemed you unsalvageable. I was told that once by a former place, by someone in a former place that I work, as if I was some type of junkyard trash, and I was like, are you kidding me? Needless to say, when I heard that, it did not end well. And I just thought it was absolutely disgusting that was told to me. So I take homage when I hear that, but you tend to only hear when it comes from black people or brown people, but you never hear from white people who has favored people like Donald Trump and the government. But my thing about it is, this 4 years is going to be a long 4 years, and I believe that there will be a reckoning when it comes to all of this. Having to just run its course with all the executive orders, all the scams, all the frauds, all these pardons of horrible, heinous people, knowing damn well they shouldn't get pardoned. And that goes into a bigger question about who should get pardoned. If somebody committed a nonviolent crime, certain things will be an excessive sentence, like marijuana. And I'm no fan of Michael Singleton. He's a anchor person, or I think I don't know if he's a senior political analyst or he's just one of the analysts on the CNN Newsnight with Abby Phillips. And I don't care for his politics, but he did say something as a black man. I can understand that sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time, black people who get convicted of crimes that are of a non-violent nature go to jail 3, 4 times, 5 times longer than their white counterparts. And those are facts. Those are absolute facts that can't be debated. Those are just facts. So non-violent crime, things like that, I can agree with that. But when you have a non-violent crime that is frauding people out of millions, that's where the line gets crossed. That's where the line gets crossed. $30 million. Can you imagine if former President Barack Obama, pardoned anybody that was black or brown with a $30 million fraud case and anything else that they were charged with, and he gave that person a pardon? It would be chaos in this fucking country right now. It would be absolute fucking chaos. Absolute fucking chaos. But because we are living in a Donald Trump green light to the racists, the MAGA lunatics, the Republican fanatics, people are no longer saying the quiet part indoors. They're saying it out loud and bold with it, threatening folks. You can get away with that nonsense. You can get away with that nonsense. And if anybody is wondering, Michael Singleton used to work for Ben Carson, who in Trump's first term was the, czar of the housing authority, who, from what I read and my understanding, and this is not alleged, Michael was voicing his opinion then about Trump and how he was behaving in a very kind of racial way against blacks. Of course, he was escorted off. He was basically fired by Trump. Now, Trump is back in office. People change, politics change, but you went through that, and now you voice your opinion, and you were really adamant about racial equality and things like that. But here you are, Michael Singleton. You're in defense of Trump. You know what I'm saying? And as the young man on the Couch Politics, it's a YouTube channel. Y'all go check out Couch Politics. He does a real good job of breaking it down. And when they have these panels, and you know, like he said, how does Sir Michael go from protesting and voicing his opinion about the racial inequalities while under Trump's first term to all of a sudden sanitizing all the racism that comes out of Trump's mouth? I don't get it. I couldn't figure it out myself. You know, but then every now and then he has these moments when it comes to what he believes is microaggressions against black people from the Republicans who he's in league with, you know, because he is one now. All of a sudden he want to revert back to the black man who was voicing his opinions about racial inequality. No, sir. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have your either you gonna stand firm on business or you're not gonna do it at all. So you know he's a phony and fake. But it just amazes me what type of era we're in now. People are just buying pardons. You're pardoning criminals. The governor of Michigan, she put out a press statement about how Trump is possibly considering. You remember there was a whole kidnap plot of the governor of Michigan, kidnapping her, gagging her. They had a whole plan, like real whole scripted out fucking plan. Like they would have coming in like the Avengers or something. You know what I'm saying? And so she put a press statement out today, or maybe it was yesterday, on all the local news feeds that Trump is considering pardoning those individuals. Can you believe that shit? You already pardoned the bastards from January 6th. You pardon all these. You pardon all these other folks, you know, that have done all these heinous crimes. You're pardoning criminals, gangsters. I mean, what is going on? Do you have to just come up with $1 million? Is it interest payments? Is it 30% down? And is it 70% later? Is it 50% now? And, you know, do a performance or show up at one of his rallies or his meme coin celebrations? What is the criteria for getting a Trump pardon? Because all the criminals would like to know. I'm not a criminal, but they would like to know. Because it seems like that's all it takes. We are living in horrible times, and that's pretty much it. That is just pretty much it. And yeah, it's absolutely disgusting what's going on. And so like I was saying, I messed with the camera a little bit, so I messed it up. But like I was saying, this 4 years is going to be rough, everybody. And y'all just be looking out for it. It's about to be very rough. It's going to be so rough that most of us are going to be so worn out, you know. I just hope that people's families are going to survive this, and people are just going to realize, some of you still don't realize that y'all made a mistake in voting for Trump, because I didn't vote for him. I voted for Kamala Harris, and I put it on my TikTok and YouTube and Twitter and all that stuff. The actual ballot, I've done that already. So yeah, let's just hope that we all survive. We come out of it. Nobody's coming out of it unscathed. Those are facts. And all you people that voted for him, you should be ashamed of yourself. I understand your pain and things that you were going with, but you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself for voting for him. Period. That's it. So, and because I am gay, I want to say one thing to the gay community, and I'm going to go. Just one thing. Voting for Trump is like voting for P. Diddy. Voting for Trump is like women for P. Diddy. Voting for Trump is like going to see R. Kelly at nighttime. Voting for Trump is like getting on Epstein's flight to his private island. Voting for Trump is like tattooing the swastika on your body. Voting for Trump is like watching Fox for too damn long. Voting for Trump is like eating bad pussy. Y'all have a good night.